Welcome back to the Running Point Podcast with Braden Smith, episode 4 of this show, and the first episode since this show has started in which Braden Smith has won a new championship. Braden, congratulations. The Baha Mar championship is yours. I'm sure we'll get into it, but how you feeling? You had an off day today, right?
Yep, off day today. Got to relax, get in there, get a massage in. So it's kind of nice to have one of those today. But no, I appreciate it. Definitely feels good. And had a great 2 games. So excited.
Yeah, man, quite a tournament to watch, I must say. Some pretty high level hoops. I know we'll dive into it a little bit more, kind of going game by game, but I gotta ask you, I know that typically on the trips, you get a little bit of a gift bag or whatnot, maybe a couple items to take home with you. Did the Baha Mar resort people do right by you? Do you get like a pair of, I don't know, flip-flops or something? What'd you get?
We actually haven't got anything yet, but I think they're supposed to be sending like tech suits. It's like a top and bottom, and
Okay.
probably like a little cinch bag of something, but we haven't got that yet.
Okay, see, that's okay. Not only did we not get an assist that we finally got back, but we
Yeah.
also didn't get any type of swag bag, nothing to
Nope.
take home, an IOU for a tech suit.
It was just a rumor, so I really have no clue if that's even happening or what that case is, but
Yeah. Greg, we'll
yeah.
have to have our people step in.
Yeah, we'll make some phone calls. Maybe, honestly, maybe Aaron Bradshaw just took all the swag bags. That's possible. So I'll revisit that. We're gonna get into the Memphis game and the Texas Tech game. There's a lot to get to. We made the people wait for this one, but we appreciate you fitting this in the middle of Thanksgiving week, in the middle of a busy time in this entire season. So let's start broadly, just some general stuff on the Bahamas trip, and then we'll jump right into Memphis, followed by Texas Tech. From my perspective, watching these games through the screen, it looked like Purdue fans traveled well. It looked like it might as well have been in Mackey. Am I right on that? And what did it feel like with all those guys there?
No, 100%. I mean, I think we've been really blessed in that sense of having fans that, one, not only care about us, but are there just to cheer us on and to show their support. So that's definitely big time having that. I mean, it also was a very, very tiny ballroom. So it made it feel like it was Mackey, like it was a home game. So, but no, shout out to definitely all the people that came and was there to support us. It was definitely a loud environment and awesome to be a part of once again.
So what's it like in that small environment? Are there like depth perception issues in there? Are there lighting issues? Because I mean, I feel like in those type of setups, it's really not conducive to basketball. I mean, I know we'll talk about it at some point in here, but I mean, it was a slip and slide out there for most of the games. It felt like what was the actual setting like outside of like the environment with the crowd?
Yeah, no, I mean it was just the lights on the court. Everything else was kind of blacked out. So it was actually pretty cool for what we had to play in, but definitely the court was a little slick. I mean, literally the locker rooms were other meeting rooms like down the hallway. So nothing too crazy. I mean, it's nothing we didn't really expect a whole lot, but I think overall for the tournament, I thought it was set up pretty well.
So give us like a just day in the life at a trip like this. What's it like being a player? Is it like is it a hotel? Do you have like a roommate in a hotel room and then you walk across from the building to get to the convention center? Or like what does that all look like?
Yeah, so we all got roommates. Mine's Omer. So it's literally like a hotel, and there's a casino at the bottom of it. So it's normal hotel stuff. Like if you go to Vegas, like it's just literally what it is. Like just giant hallways with shops, stores, restaurants, whatever it is. And casino everywhere. So you hear that, and then we just walk down this long hallway, and then the convention center was like next door, but you like had to walk outside, but it was like a little bridge that connected to it, so it wasn't that bad of a walk at all. But yeah, no, it was just that, and throughout the day, I mean, we're able to walk around and chill out, and we have one walkthrough slash practice that we were able to do, so that was pretty low key and pretty fun to go in there and shoot, and then just being a part of the Bahama kind of, I don't know, the vibe. It's nice and warm outside. Get to go around, see everybody in swim trunks and straw hats and having a good time. So I thought it was fun though.
Definitely good chill vibes. I do gotta ask, who on the team had the most fun at Baha Mar? Why do I feel like Jack Bencher went parasailing or something? I need to know who really immersed themselves in the Bahamas experience.
Yeah, no, I think Benner was definitely one of them. We didn't really get to go out and like do that kind of stuff. We did have a day where we could go out to the beach and mess around and have a good time and go to the pool, and our families were there, so we were with them a lot of the time as well. But we had some time as well to go to the casino, like mess around a little bit, and have a good time together. So I think that was probably most of the fun we had there.
We hit you with the congrats text after the Texas Tech win, and like I think we said have fun tonight or something. You were like, big casino night coming. So
Yeah.
any casino stories? Was it the whole squad or how'd that work?
No, everybody went. It was Omer's first time, and he didn't have a credit card, so I was like, I'm just gonna play with 200 bucks. That's it. Like that. That's what I'm playing with. And if I win it, I win it. If I lose, I don't. I'm going to bed. And Omer's like, well, I don't have my card. And he's like, I'm just gonna go up and go to bed. I was like, I got you. Like, I'll just give you 200. You owe me. I thought he'd lose it. Dude never played blackjack before. Goes up like 200 bucks.
Just he
Just did.
just can't lose. Also, just that's the real difference right there. Like I know that doesn't get thrown into like the Koozie Award categories when we're making votes or something like that, but it's the off the court PG-1 tendencies. You could have just let him go to the room. He said, "Nah, I got you, Omer." That's real
Yeah.
leadership right there.
Got him, man. Because it's the first time too. Want to be a part of that. Want to have fun, and obviously he's helps us win. So got to help him out with that. But no, it was unbelievable. Dude had no clue what he was doing. We were helping him, and he was just winning.
That's so special.
Are there any like casino sharps? Like, why do I feel like Fletcher Lawyer's nasty at the roulette table or something like
He
that?
actually is. He is. Yeah, he
Agreed.
actually is. He was at the roulette table having a good time. But the crazy part is we were there, and it was me, Liam, and Fletch just sitting down, and a couple of my family friends were there too. It was after we won, and there was this older dude, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna bet on number two," and then had some other bets, some other where it hit just on the number two, and then after he bet on number three, and it hit back to back, and
My
I was
Lord.
like, "What are the odds of that?" Dude had like five stacks of like thousands of dollars, and then we leave, go play a couple rounds of blackjack, and then we come back and it's all gone. I was like, "Oh, dude."
Wait,
Man.
wait a second. So he's sitting next to Fletcher Lawyer and Braden Smith, and he hits
Yeah.
on two and three.
Yes, it was unbelievable. Nothing. I've never seen anything like that. And then I go out there and I'm playing blackjack to start the night. 200 bucks. That's all I'm playing with. Play with 100. I actually get up 100, and then Aaron Fine walks over. I'm like, "Hey, go put 100 on black. Well, I'm gonna finish this game and I'll come over there." Okay, lost it. So then I play the remainder 100. Well, I had 200, but I played 100 on blackjack. Lost all that. Got screwed bad. And then so I had 100 bucks left. Went straight to the roulette table. I was like, "All right, let's just mix it up. Let's go odd." It was even. So lost 300 bucks in the span of like 15 minutes. So I was pretty frustrated with the night.
Sorry, we went 2-0.
Yeah, we went
Yeah,
2
no,
0, so it's all right.
it's all
I'll
good,
get that
And
with a
man.
smile.
and Omer's got you back, right? Surely he's
Yep.
gonna pay you back.
Yep. Omer paid me back. Well, yeah, he won the 200 bucks. He gave me 200 cash that night.
Oh,
Yeah.
you never know with somebody. Sometimes people are like, I got you next week. You know, what I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn this
I
200
know.
into 400. And I'll get you when we get back to
Yeah.
back to Let's Laugh Ahead with it.
No, he got me in about 25 minutes after, so we're good.
Special.
It's good to hear. All right. Well, thank you for some behind the scenes. That story, the roulette story is crazy.
It
I
was
mean, that's
unbelievable.
did
I've
he
never seen
even
that.
did he even realize who you guys were?
Yeah, he was a Purdue fan.
Okay,
There's
I was
a
gonna
lot
say.
of Purdue. I mean, like throughout the hotel is actually unbelievable. Like we couldn't walk around, which is like a good thing. Good problem to have. Like couldn't really walk around without people like stopping and all that stuff. Like it was literally everywhere. Just infested with Purdue fans.
That's cool. I mean, we know Purdue travels different. We're watching like Players Era. There's all these teams there for this money, and I mean, the crowd has become a huge talking point. Like Players Era wants to fix the crowd. Just get Purdue there next year. Everything
Yeah,
will be taken care of. I can
100%.
promise you that.
Yes,
All
it
right, let's
will.
get into the games here. Memphis up first. I told you this before we clicked record, but I think we want to spend the most time on Texas Tech. Obviously, it was a special performance, and that was the biggest game here. But at the same time, if we're just going sequentially, there's a lot to discuss from this Memphis game. So let's just start with this. It looked like a really, really weird game from sitting and watching it at home. I mean, people slipping all over the floor, very physical. You had high emotional things happening. We'll talk about some of the incidents in this game, but after the game, Paint just flat out said he thought the team got too emotional. So, what was your perspective on that as the game is playing? Could you kind of feel that building up?
No, 100%. That's how it kind of is. And the main thing that sticks out is obviously when Trey got the tech and stuff. But I think like what he told me like at halftime after that happened was just like Braden, like I need to have that like that emotional side of it where like just like yelling and one, doing those type of things, playing angry, like talking crap in a sense, and like doing all those things. I'm like, yes, you're 100% right. I'm the same way. Like for me to play at the top of my level, I have to be like kind of emotional in that sense and show a lot of just emotion throughout the game. And he was like, well, I got to find that balance. I said, well, Trey, I said you just got to understand, like offensively, do it all the time. Like go have that mindset. I said just like with the rest, we got to like try to just tone it down and like keep it cool. And it's like obviously that happened to him that night, but like we all need to be better at it, like including myself. Like I'll have times where obviously I lose my cool and get upset and all that stuff, and we all do. So I mean it's just a bunch of different things, but we can definitely sense it as well, like just the emotional part of it because we felt one that the calls didn't go our way or we didn't get a certain amount of calls, which it is what it is because it's basketball and it's part of it, but. I felt like for me, like I felt like I was calm and collected the entire time. I don't know if other people thought that. I mean, personally, that's how I felt. I was like, it's fine. Like, okay, well, we're getting screwed, so just try to keep everybody else under control. So I feel like that was just my job throughout that entire game.
I was gonna ask you who is the one who has to kind of bring it back to earth because I feel like last year it'd be like TKR who's like kind of the calm spirit, but like I was even texting Greg during this game and I was like, so like what happened to TKR in like the last 2 months where like every single game he comes out now and he like has this look in his eye that he's like going out to kill and I'm like he's telling people they're too small to guard him. He's like yelling at people. I'm like I personally have never like just I guess seen this side of TKR. You obviously have been with him a couple years. You see him in practice every day. Has this like always been there for him, or is this just like something new? Is this like senior year TKR?
Yeah, no, it's always been there. He's definitely had like moments in our 4 years together where he's shown that. I think just understanding one, balancing it. And then two, just like, I don't know. I kind of like it, to be honest. Like, I like when he comes out and plays aggressive, talks shit to people, tells them, like, you can't guard him like that. I mean, I think it helps everybody else. And then he's jumping over people, grabbing rebounds. I mean, I think that's what we need out of him. And I'm glad that it's finally coming out now. And obviously, just like with the more of the emotional side, we have to try to figure that part out. But that's everybody. So, I mean, I like it.
Yeah, it's saying if he's gonna grab rebounds like that, go ahead. We'll take a tech every now and then. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you can see the sense of urgency from him this year, and maybe it manifested itself, quote unquote, emotionally. That's what Paint said after the game in this game. But also, like, just as an onlooker watching this game, I don't really know how you could have avoided it. I mean, I think I heard you kind of, you felt like you weren't getting calls. Cart and I kind of did a breakdown of, I don't know, it looked like you had a couple, I guess, shot attempts or maybe even turnovers in this game that looked like you almost anticipated a whistle because to my eyes, it looked like you were getting hit on the drive and those whistles just didn't come. And I don't know, then all of a sudden the ball's out of bounds and it's going back to Memphis. So is that what happened? Like they clearly had a game plan to come in and be very physical with you guys. And I mean, I just am looking at the box score of this right now, 21 Purdue fouls to 13 Memphis fouls. So what was your perception of the way that game played out?
No, 100%. I mean, I think I have to do a better job of understanding the game and how it's being called and understanding that, okay, well, it's obviously more physical. Like they're not going to get those little ticky-tack fouls. Well, at least I feel like that's always like that for us, or for me at least. But I think it was a lot of frustration too on my side because I felt like I got hit in the face 8 or 9 times in one game, and that's not exaggeration.
Yeah.
So like to me, it was frustrating because I'm like, a lot of the refs hate us in this league. Like a lot of them do, like me, Fletch, Trey, obviously the main guys, and I'm like, I understand that, but like it's like we're competing hard too. Like I'm playing my butt off every single time I'm out there trying to go out there and play the game to help our team win, and we're getting screwed on some calls, and it goes both ways. So like I'm not completely saying it's their fault, and the people are put in positions to respond differently. So I understand that, but like that's just like why it's frustrating for me. So like, yeah, I think I let some of that get in, and then took some some poor shots. So I think that was part of it, for sure. So.
Why do you think that is? Because I feel like across all levels of basketball, I feel like it's almost more common to think quote unquote star players or star teams get star whistles. Like, is it a thing that you three have talked about or felt through the years where almost it's the opposite for you three? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's the opposite, but I've always been like not a stars should get the calls. I think if it's a foul, it's a foul.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to make different rules. Like the whole thing with Zach.
Hmm.
Oh, well, he's getting hit 4 times. You got to call the fifth one. Well, how about you just call the first one? It's a foul. You're passing up on fouls and admitting you're passing up on fouls for the fourth or fifth foul, and then they're getting away with it. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. So that's why I get frustrated on that part. And I think it's Fletch and Trey are the same way. Like that's why we get frustrated because we're one overly competitive. We want to win, and that's literally like the main reason. Like we're just so overly competitive to the point that like we get frustrated when things that are like to us simple calls, but maybe aren't to one people watching or the refs or anybody else. So like I think for us it's just like understanding that balance and I don't know. I mean, I think me, Fletch and Trey have probably overstepped some boundaries with refs in the past 4 years by losing our mind, losing our temper, especially early on. So I mean, that definitely doesn't help and that doesn't help our case at all. But I think at the same time, like no matter what happened in the past, you should still call a basketball game the right way, whether it's a foul or if it's not.
Yeah, well, stripes are never right. You know that. I'll say it. You ain't gotta say it. Stripes are just stripes. It's forever gonna be an ever battle as long as you live. I do gotta ask with Fletch though. The shit talking at the free throw line, trash talking. Excuse my language. Hits a bunch of threes after that. Looked like he hit the classic. Look at the back of the jersey. Not sure if I remember who you are there. Were you able to be like kind of like an earshot of that? Give us a little insight on what was exactly said in that moment.
Yeah, so I mean I mean how they play, they're very physical team. They're scrappy. Definitely saying a lot of trash talking and trying to get in your head in whatever way possible. And obviously Fletch is hitting shots for us and making shots. So if someone's saying something to him and he's making shots, you're probably gonna get something back. Um, Especially from him on a game like that. So no, I was just sitting there and the dude was saying something to him. I don't remember. Well, I don't. I do know what he said, but I'm not gonna say it on this because it's one not appropriate. But whatever. But then Fletch is just like, dude, like you weren't even on our scouting report. Like we don't even know who you are.
Hmm.
And then like
I
he's
know
like, yeah, well and then said his last name. And Fletch is like, I can read, like I got it. Like we just don't know who you are. It's like that's what he was saying to him. And then obviously proceeded to hit 3 or 4 threes, whatever it was, and finished the game for us and helped us out. So no, but he's definitely had some funny moments in the 4 years that we've played together of trash talking people.
Is the lesson learned? Don't piss off Fletcher Lawyer. He's one of those ones you don't want to look to. Just let him live in his own little world.
I'd say so, especially if he's hitting shots and you say something to him, I think you're done for.
Crazy.
boy, Fletcher's first team all get the last word. Like he
Yeah.
might not start it, and he does start it sometimes,
He
but
does.
he's always gonna finish it. It feels like,
Yes,
especially
he
if he's
will.
hitting those threes. Because he was hitting the threes and then making sure he spent a good amount of time letting letting the Purdue fans know that he just hit the three, and then also equal share had to let the defense know that he also hit the three. It was honestly a master class in trash talk 101 by Fletcher Lawyer.
100%. He's actually like super smart about it too, to the point like where he'll say stuff and then get the other team upset about it and all emotional, and then to the point where he benefits off that and then plays better or does what it takes a charge or gets a steal or whatever it is. So I say it's honestly an art.
I'll say what do the kids call that? Then not rage baiting? Is that what that
Yeah,
is?
kind of. Yeah, in a sense, yeah,
Fletcher's first team all rage bait.
yeah.
I just can't get over. You weren't even on the scout. That's so good.
That would have hit me differently.
But
That
it
would
was
have hit me
crazy though.
really
Both
differently.
both these games, they had completely different starting lineups than what they normally had.
Yeah.
Both were switched.
Memphis threw two 7-footers, right? And then they had
It was like the Houston Rockets lineup.
it was Zach Davis 6'7" on you the whole game, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Surprising.
They had two centers, two fours, and a point guard.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, we said credit Penny. We didn't expect that. Felt like it had something that you guys didn't expect. So I guess tip your cap. A couple other incidents I want to just float by you here. What exactly happened on Oscar Kluff, Aaron Bradshaw tussle? I mean, to the viewer at home, it appeared Kluff maybe gave, I don't know, a gentle nudge. They probably could have called the foul. It was a
Oh, he
physical
hit him.
game.
He
Yeah,
hit him for sure.
he
Yeah.
hit him. And then Bradshaw just face first on the ground, pops right up, two fingers in Cluff's eyes. What was your perception of this moment?
So the thing about this, and this isn't calling anybody out, this isn't taking shots at nobody, but if you're willing to dish it out, you got to be able to take it. And I think for us, like how I've always been, I will never say anything first, trash talk wise, ever. Someone has to say something to me, and then okay, then it's like, all right, then you cross that line. That's how it goes. And I think everybody
Hold
except for
on,
maybe
wait, hold on
Fletch,
now. Ever, Braden? Ever?
not ever,
I was
not
gonna ever's a why.
yeah, maybe a very small percentage.
Okay. All right.
Let's go with that. A
Okay.
very small percentage. Someone has to say something to me first for me to say something back. So like I and everybody's like Oscar's quiet. Like he barely says what's up to me sometimes. Like he's just a quiet dude. Like nothing wrong with it. Just quiet dude. Like just goes about his day, gets his work done, and that's about it. But no, like Bradshaw was talking the entire game from tip. So I'm like, all right, well you wanna act like that. You wanna say the things that you did and act all tough, and then you fall down like that and lay there for 15 seconds. So like it didn't make sense to me. Like if you're gonna at least talk, like back yourself up at least in a sense.
Yeah.
You said he talked all game. He only played 9 minutes, but yeah, he
Well,
was talking
yeah,
all the time.
when he was in, yes.
It
Tough
was
selection.
strange. I think was it Fletch after who said it was like an AAU vibe? And look, let's just like I don't know. Let's cut straight to the chase on this. I played AAU ball. Obviously, you guys played AAU ball. Like you will run into the games full of like the chaotic athletic team that maybe is worse than the team full of shooters that is losing the game but is getting after them, right? Like that to the outsider perspective, that's sort of what this felt like. And as the officials or just the way the game flowed, it got more and more chippy as the game went on and more of these incidents happened. So I don't know, did it have an AAU feel to it? And obviously you guys sustained it. You got over the hump, but at the same time, you looked up and it's tied with 4 minutes left or whatever it was in this game. Like, I don't know. What did you feel that in the moment as it was progressing?
Yeah, no, I mean, just like you said, like it was tied with four. Like it didn't even feel like that playing on the court. Like it felt like we always had like a small little lead, except for the beginning of the game when we were down. But I don't even know. They had us down like 9 or 10
Hmm.
early. So other than that, it felt like well, that we were in control and we were fine. But no, it definitely did have that like AU like a chippy team that's gonna get up and press and make it difficult for everybody. So that whoever said that, I think it was Fletch that ended up saying that, but I think he's 100% right with that.
So this game was obviously kind of close there, and it was going back and forth. And you didn't have your best shooting night that game, but obviously, being the great team that you are, CJ Cox decided to make an appearance in this basketball game. Talk about his breakout performance in this game because I guess last season we got the moments, the spurts from CJ Cox, and I feel like it was more so like he had that 4 minute stretch. I'm not saying he didn't play well, but I'm just saying like he would have like a 4 6 minute stretch last year where he would just fill it up. This one was a fully complete game on both ends of the floor. Kind of talk about like what his breakout looks like because as a watcher of it this year, there's been games where he hasn't really got that many shots and necessarily, but he's a guy that obviously is wired to score. So what kind of went into that breakout game from your point of view?
Yeah, no, I think one, not only with him, but with everybody, everybody's capable of that on our team. And that's not just me saying that to hype people up and make us feel better, but like it truly is. Like all the guys on our team, like if you think about it, are the top guys from their high school teams. like that shoot it 14, 15 times a game that are scoring 30 points. Like that's what CJ did is his high school career. So like for us, and like I've been with him for 2 years now, like that's what I see in practice. Like I truly think like he's one of the guys, him and Trey's little push shot floater, like anytime that he shoots the midi or Trey's little floater, like I think it's in almost every single time. Like I'm just like, yep, like there it is, there it is. So like having him, especially at like this type of tournament and the teams that we're playing, like perform like that, it helps us out a lot, especially when I'm not playing how I should and some of the other guys aren't playing how we should. I mean, it is what it is, but like guys coming in off the bench or CJ coming on and hitting shots like that, it just helps and it just makes it difficult for teams to beat us if we have a bunch of different players contributing.
On that note, not your best shooting night. That's obvious. Was it something that they did that was disruptive? Was it just purely a cold shooting night? What was your perspective on that?
Yeah, no, I think I just missing shots. I thought they forced me. I thought they did a good job forcing me into some shots that I don't normally shoot. I shot some floaters that I normally don't. So I think they did a good job of kind of speeding me up in a sense, and then me playing a little bit out of control. And then like you said earlier, kind of trying to force it with the foul. I thought there was a couple that should have been called a foul based on how it was called the other side, but I mean, like I said, it's part of the game and how the game's called. But no, it's just coming down to me making shots, and I got to be better. And obviously, this hasn't been the best start for me for shooting wise. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to do whatever I can to go in there and win for this team. So.
Braden, as an original Doug McDaniel truther, am I allowed to take him playing through cramps and scoring 18 points in this game as a championship win?
Yeah,
That's an insane statement.
I
yeah,
mean, I listened,
I
I
go.
I suffered through an 8-win season with him playing just home games, okay? And I still love that kid. I just was happy to see him score a little bit, even if it was a meaningless game looking back on it for Memphis. They certainly didn't play like it was meaningless. So, hey, just had to get that on record. All right, anything else on Memphis from either one of you guys, or you wanna pivot to the championship game here?
Cool
Give
to
it a
pivot.
shit.
Let's do it. All right. This was a masterpiece. If I don't know, if that was like a rough draft Memphis ugly scribbles game, this was like the best game I feel like we've seen collectively from a Purdue team, maybe in your career. And I know you had some very special ones with Zach a couple years ago. Obviously, last year's team had some blowout wins, but I don't know that I've ever seen a 31-3 run over a 12-minute stretch of a game. I mean, I've seen it from other programs. I have not seen it against a legitimate top 15 team with two All-American candidates. So, have you ever been a part of something like that on a basketball court?
Yeah, definitely high school stuff. Couple times. I mean, I don't remember exactly, but I remember being in some type of games where it's obviously a top game, and we come out and play the top level basketball that we normally do. Um, and then obviously, I think that was probably one of the first ones. I think that, like you said, that truly all around was our best game that I've maybe been a part of. And I would say it probably was all around because I think everybody contributed. Offensively, defensively, we were honestly unstoppable. It felt like. So I mean, I thought it was overall really good. So
Yeah, it was a masterclass. I actually went upstairs to grab a white towel and throw it around the 16-minute mark of the second half because I honestly really felt bad for Texas Tech at that time because they were literally searching for answers. You mentioned the defensive game plan. So I guess, we always wonder is there someone who's like in charge of it? Do you have like a defensive coordinator on the staff? And if so, I like need a name and possibly an email address because I feel like I needed to send him a note and be like, that was one of the greatest defensive game plan performances. And also, shout out to y'all. The execution was absolutely flawless and perfect. So who was in charge of that scout? And I guess talk about the defensive game plan a little bit and how you were able to do that too, like on a very short turnaround with it being like a tournament setting here.
yeah, so no, one, it is very short. Like we played that game that night, and then we watched the game after, and then that next morning we had film, and then we had a 1 hour shoot around where we briefly talked about what they're gonna do offensively and defensively. and just went with it. And it's not to like discredit them, but I thought it was easy to guard their stuff only because it's like our offense. It was just
Mhm.
short roll. Like they guard that every day. We guard it every day because like we have Trey, we have guys that are able to play in the short roll. So it was like actions that were used to guarding, just because like it's literally our offense. So I think that's kind of why it was the way it was, and we picked it up so easily because it's just like, okay, well, it's just another breakdown drill in practice that we do, working on the short roll, working on the rotations defensively, working on playing the top side and the post. Like it's just stuff that we literally do every single day. So I think that was part of the reason we were so well and picked it up so easily. And then yes, we have two defensive coordinators in a sense, Paul Lusk and then Terry Johnson. So they kind of both like flip back and forth on scouts. So like Coach Johnson will do one game, we'll do the Memphis game, and then Coach Pauly will do next. So like it really just depends. They both kind of like flip back and forth, and Coach B has a say too. He does all the scouting stuff and the players and goes off all their stats and all that. So
So if I heard that correct, Coach Lusk gets a hand delivered flower from me. Is that who this
Coach
is?
Lusk and Coach Johnson, yes.
Okay. All right, the duo. Okay,
Yep.
respect. So I have a theory on Texas Tech that I've been floating for a couple weeks now that they remind me of your team last year. Now, not to get too muddy detailed here, but hearing you say it's literally what we run in a weird way is a compliment to guys like Toppin and Anderson because that's you and TKR, right? You guys are the most unstoppable duo in the sport. Certainly, they feel like they're right on that level. It was a bad night for both of them, but to me, part of the difference of this game, if not the difference of this game, was you guys had seven guys in double figures. I mean, the improved supporting cast is here now, and it just wasn't at this level a year ago. And it felt to me watching Texas Tech, honestly, it felt like watching you guys at times last year where they just didn't know where to turn outside of maybe the big two, big three. Atwell hit some threes early in the game. So
Yep.
am I onto something with that comp? I mean, look, you guys could have made a Final Four run last year. You weren't that far off, and I
Yep.
certainly think Texas Tech still could do that. But do you see what I'm going for with that comparison?
No, 100%. I mean, and to credit both of them, they're obviously both, like you said, All-American caliber players. So we knew going in that it was going to be a difficult game no matter what, only because they had guys like that are capable of taking over a basketball game and winning it by themselves. And we've seen videos, we've seen clips, and tape of them doing so and taking over a basketball game. So I think it was it's to credit them. Like it was a lot of respect towards them, understanding who they were and the type of players they are. Because we knew that obviously, like I just mentioned, just how good they were. So we knew that we had to stop them. And obviously they run the similar offense that we do. So we were able to do so in ways to counter against us.
So I'm a massive JT Thompson fan, and I was just enamored with how you guys were going to necessarily guard him. And to be honest with you, it seemed like every look kind of worked. Like there were some times where Kluff had him as a primary. There was doubles. You guys did a great job at digging. From the outside looking in, it seems kind of complicated, I guess, with how you guys are like switching it up and such like that. Is that just something you guys kind of just practice, or are there tells from based on what Toppin's doing on how you, I guess, react defensively against, a player that is as skilled as JT is?
Yeah, no, I mean obviously we knew how good he was and what type of caliber player he is and he really only does a couple different like actions in a sense. So like post up, I mean he dribbles down, gets to his post up, so we're gonna play the top side and it's called Buffalo and we'll have a guy on the bottom. So when we play the top side and he spins baseline, then it's a trap. Then it's gonna be very difficult for him, especially if we have a taller guy on him with high hands. So he's gotta throw out and beat us that way. And then obviously when he drove, like we knew that he was a heavy spinner. It's like he would drive left, spin back, or drive right, whatever. So right as on his blind eyes, he would spin. We would always be there. And then like I think we did a really good job of jumping in and being there. So like he wasn't really comfortable with doing those things because we would always be right there. and understanding just like what he likes. Like if he's in the middle of the floor, he's gonna shoot with his left hand. So like just how is he gonna get back to that left hand? So we're just wherever he was, we were there.
It didn't seem like you guys missed a step with that at all, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch, like Greg, we watch a lot of college basketball. We watch a lot of basketball in general at all levels. There's missteps here or there. There's like miscommunications here or there. I mean, is it just you guys just having that mental makeup and that, repetitive system on how you run it that you guys just ran it slow flawlessly? Or was this like, I don't know, like getting yourself in that championship mindset? Because this was for a championship and you guys just kind of went into that mode and executed.
Yeah, no, I think it was definitely a mix of both. Understanding that like let our experience kind of take over and for us, and then obviously I think we give credit to Oscar and TK because I think they did, and obviously the guys that guarded him, but everybody deserves credit. But like those guys, I felt like took a huge step of like, all right, well I got him. Like I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna guard him. Like I thought Kluff did an unbelievable job and rebounded it well, played hard. I mean, he scored on them. So I think for that, give them their credit there. But like you just said, like we guarded like every single day. So we understand that and we know. So I think that made it easier for us as well.
Yeah. All right. That's one of the two superstars. The other's Christian Anderson. We love Christian Anderson on this program as well. Really dynamic player. I still think the best is yet to come for him in college and beyond. I mean, that's the worst night I've seen him have. So coming into this game, what was the scout on him? And it looked like CJ kind of got the primary assignment, but there were multiple guards that got a chance at him. And obviously, it's a team effort the same way it was with Toppin, with principals and helping down and all that. But why do you think you were able to frustrate Anderson so much?
Yeah, no, I thought he actually did a really good job. He came off and hit a decent amount of threes to start the game. I think he had like three or four quick threes coming off that ball screen. So I think he got away and did good getting to those shots and making those shots. But and then again, I think we give credit to CJ. That was his assignment, and that's what he takes pride in. And every single time we step on the floor to guard the other team's best player, and it's just what he does, and he knows his role. And obviously, it's a collective effort, but I think he really like just stepped up and played like he did all weekend and played two really good games for us. So
For people counting at home, I mean, CJ has now given a nightmare night to Christian Anderson and LeBaron Philon. I mean, you watch what these guys are doing against the rest of the country. It doesn't look like it looks when CJ Cox is guarding him. So, I mean, is this as simple as CJ is one of the most elite perimeter defenders in the sport right now?
that's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is.
The thing is, he's known for his, I mean, not known for it, but like obviously he can fill it up. You talked about his mid-range shot, but it's, when he gets up in you, he's legit like a little 6'2" pit bull. He doesn't play any games. I mean, obviously, I feel like you've seen that in practice a couple times here or there.
Yeah, 100%. That's why it's nice, like in the summers too, when we play pickup. Like I have Jakari guarding me, I have CJ guarding me, I have a bunch of different guys that are even Antoine. Like you think CJ is a really good defender. Antoine's just like that level too. And obviously he redshirted this year and he's not gonna play for us this year, but like even in practice, just like having guys like that are able to guard like that not only helps us, but it helps them as well and it's starting to show like who they really are defensively.
Mm. Great, you guys have another one. Yay. That exactly what everyone wants to
Man,
hear. That's perfect.
I mean, now my wheels are just spinning mentally too, but like, I don't know how your practices are run, but I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of a CJ Cox, knowing I'm going to play 25 minutes tonight against a guard like Christian Anderson or a guard like LeBaron Philon. In my head, number one, I got to be ready and embrace that challenge. But number two, I guard Braden Smith in practice every single day. Like there's probably a little reverse element of that of like I'm ready for these types of guards because I have to deal with this guy every single day. Is you think that's part of this?
I mean, I can't speak for him. I hope that's the case. I hope I'm able to challenge him in that way, and I think he helps me out for sure. That's why I enjoy him guarding me in the summers. I think now, obviously, since season's going, we don't do a whole lot of live with against each other. It's more with like our scout team where they're guarding us and kind of doing like that dummy defense and just guarding, just being there, showing bodies so we can play against different coverages. But no, I think definitely CJ kind of just that's just what he does. So
All right, there's a clip of Coach PJ in the huddle. He has the whiteboard. Looks like it's his huddle. I don't even see paint. I don't know where he was, maybe at the water fountain or something. But PJ's drawing up a play. Looks like we're going to Benter, Omer backdoor, easy lay. And the wonderful Boiler Ball social media team made sure we got a cinematic view of this play paying off. So give us a look inside the huddles mid game. How often is it that PJ has the whiteboard and he just gets to go full offensive coordinator?
he does it a lot actually, which is actually like super nice because just I mean paint no, normally does like ATOs. So that's usually when he sits down, draws the plays. I mean, he sits down most of the time, but like if he doesn't have an offensive set or if it's a longer media timeout, then he'll get up and let PJ kind of do his thing. And obviously, he trusts PJ, and we all trust PJ to do that because he's there for a reason. We have the number one offense for a reason. So I think we kind of just all listen to that. And then obviously, it's nice for you guys to be able to see that video and to see kind of what we get every single day on a daily basis.
Boy, PJ's a magician. It seems
Yeah.
like when he gets that whiteboard in his hand. Was there an early emphasis on getting CJ some shots early? Because it really felt like there was maybe a little bit of emphasis on him getting shots early on in this game, coming off some down screens. Was that just something like, okay, Texas Tech's defense is giving that to you, or was that, we saw what CJ did last night against Memphis. Let's see if we can go ahead and keep that rolling.
Yeah, I think it was just he started hitting shots off early. I think he hit a couple catch and shoots. So then obviously you're hitting shots now, so go back to him type of thing. And I think that's just kind of how it goes. I don't know if PJ had like a specific reason, like what you said about, okay, well, he's already hot, keep him hot type of thing. I think it's just like literally he was hitting shots for us and coming off making plays. Because I think he had a couple ISOs and just came up and hit a pull up, hit a three, and you're just like, all right, well, you're hitting two shots in a row and then guard and you get the ball. So
100%.
CJ probably loves that. Yeah. All right.
Well,
All right. So as we sit here recording this, number one offense in the country, no surprise. I think you've been that. I don't think you're going to relinquish that this entire year. Ken Palm has you as the 16th best defense in the country. That's noteworthy because prior to this Texas Tech game, I believe you guys were outside the top 50 nationally. So it's quite a swing. I mean, it's small sample size. That happens with 6 games in. There's a lot of fluctuation, but you're coming off of a season in which you finished outside the top 50 nationally defensively, finished seventh in the country offensively. So I think any reasonable mind would have said the defense needs to get better to win a national championship. After this trip, it looks like the defense is better. What is your perception of where this defense is at, and does it feel like it's a top 20 defense?
I think when we're playing like that, yes, it's better than that. And I think the frustrating part is that we need to play like that every single night, no matter who it is. Not because it's a top 15 team for a championship. I think like that's got to be our mindset Friday. That's got to be our mindset versus Rutgers next week. That's got to be our mindset versus Iowa State, like whoever it is. And I think it starts with all of us. I think it starts with me, most importantly, because I think I have to be consistently good defensively. And I think there's just been games where it's like, oh, well, you need me offensively, lay it off. Like I can't have that mindset and be better for myself and be like, all right, well, for us to get to where we want to go, we have to be at a certain defensive level for efficiency. And another thing is too is like every year before the season starts, each coach has like a specific presentation they do. And it was actually Coach Lusk. His is always about the numbers, offense, defense. It's mostly defensive numbers, but like he was going over like what we were efficiency wise each year. And he's like, normally the final four teams are in the top 10. So like if we want to get to that point, they have to have a top 10 defense and it's normally a top 10 offense to get to that point. So he was really like harping on that at the beginning of the season and he always was. It's not like there was never a time that he wasn't. But like I think for us, we got to understand that if we have the goals that we have to play like that and play defensively like aggressive the way that we did and pick up the way we did and do what we did that game.
I have one
so
more defense question before we move to fun stuff. I'm sorry, but I find this really interesting, honestly, as we figure out what your defense is. On the profile right now, the one thing that I guess is drastic one direction that intrigues me here is you give up a lot of 3-point attempts. Like as we sit here today, it's 343rd nationally. 49% of the shots against you guys are coming from three. Now, I look at past seasons, that's not all that different. I mean, the years with Zach were a little bit different, probably because you were trying to funnel people into Zach. But
Yeah.
last year, this was similar. A lot of threes were taken against you guys. So I guess like is that part of the scheme? Like, is the goal of this Purdue defense to sort of muck things up and take away driving lanes, take away Toppin's shot opportunities, for example, and sort of live and die by the three, or is that just a result of an early season? I mean, you played Bama, they're going to shoot threes against anyone. You played Texas Tech, they're going to shoot threes against anyone.
Yeah, no, it's like paint says it every single day, and it's just like we have to keep people out of the paint. And like that's always a halftime stat that he keeps for both of us. He's like, all right, how many paint touches did we get? How many times did we score? Okay, we were 7 for 18. Okay, they were 8 for 9, whatever it is. He always does that compared to when it was a paint touch versus not one. And he always wants more like threes and outside paint shots rather than in the paint. So I think that's kind of why you guys see that and it's like, oh well, yeah, there's more threes given up. Well, our goal is to keep people out of the paint. Because then obviously if we can get a contested three or at least a semi-contested three, that's better than at the rim putting people either on the foul line because we're fouling or they're getting second chance opportunities off of rebounds or they're scoring it.
So I need to know what the MTE secret sauce is, because how is it in 4 years of playing at Purdue, y'all have not, you're literally undefeated in 4 years in MTE tournaments. I mean, it could be in San Diego, it could be in Maui, it could be really anywhere. And there's a lot associated with that, right? You're looking forward to the holidays sometimes. Maybe you got some big games the following week. How is it that you have managed to legit not slip up, and like what has led to that level of success in this last 4 years in these little MTE tournaments?
That's honestly a great question. I wish I knew what that was. I mean, you could say just like the type of environments we're playing in and the meaning of those games. I mean, obviously you're playing for a championship, and if you lose, then you don't get to play for that anymore. So I think that probably has an aspect in it. But then also, I just think like the competition we're playing as well. Like we're playing against good teams. Every year we've played against good teams, and it's been a tough games all years. So I think for us is understanding. And I think my first 3 years, not counting this year, I think it was more about proving ourselves that we're a good enough team to play other teams and win. So I
Mhm.
think freshman year, like no one thought we were going to go beat West Virginia, Duke, and Gonzaga in 3 days or 4 days, whatever it was. And
Yeah.
then obviously sophomore year, we played the gauntlet that we did at Maui. And I didn't think anybody, I mean, they probably thought we would because we had Zach and we had a really good team. But like I think for us, look inside, like I mean, looking out, that's how it was for us and how we thought was, okay, well, no one thinks that we're gonna beat Marquette, who had Kolek, Oso, Cam Jones, like all those guys, and then go play Gonzaga with Nimhard and EK and all them, and then play Tennessee, who had Connect and all those type of guys. So I don't think anybody had that for us to go 3-0 the way we did. So I think a part of it is just proving ourselves and competing. But then I think just this last year, it's just that experience took over, and obviously we're trying to play for a championship and trying to win as many games as possible. And I think we just all stepped up and played well.
I literally remember sitting at a bar with our wives in downtown Detroit your freshman year. And I mean, Cart and I were scrolling scores, and if we're with our wives, we'll put the phones down for 20 minutes and then be like, oh, bathroom, check the scores. And I remember looking at him during the Duke game, just being like, these freshmen are so much better than anybody realized. Is like, what the hell? As rival fans, we're just like, what? I thought this was a down year for Purdue, and here we are. So you're right. You're right. It's been something to watch, man. Just as someone who covers the sport, like I've never seen anything like the dominance you guys have had in these type of settings. And look, I'm not gonna assume that the Baha Mar Classic has any sort of legitimate March feel to it, but I would like to think that short prep, quick turnarounds. It's something you really do only experience in the Big Ten tournament, and then again in the NCAA tournament. So You've had success there, 2 second weekends in the last 2 years or beyond, and I think everybody's excited to see how this translates at the end of this season for sure. I got one more question on the Baha Mar quickly. It was not a Purdue game, but a former Purdue player, Miles Colvin, had quite the moment. Hits an awesome game winner, and look, I think we've seen so many transfers in this era change programs and, for whatever reason, have a very sour relationship with their former fan base, one way or the other. Certainly didn't feel like that was the case with Miles. I don't think we expected that coming in, but, to see him in a convention center gym in the Bahamas that's 99% Purdue fans and have him have a moment like that after, I'm sure he would say this, but 2 years where he didn't have a lot of moments. That seemed like a pretty cool emotional thing for all parties involved. And it looked like the entire arena was cheering him as it happened. So, did you guys see that happen? Did you hear it happen? What was the story there?
Yeah, we were standing right there on one of the end lines, just getting ready to go play our game. Get ready to warm up for after this game was over, and we all saw it. And I think for us, like I've never really dealt with a whole lot of transfers in my 4 years, or people that have come to us and who have left. And I think that the ones who have left, especially the ones from last year, like we want nothing but the best for them. Like there's no hard feelings for anybody or that we're mad that they left us. Like we understand that's because they want to go be better for themselves. Like maybe they're in a better position, better spot. Like, and we respect that. And I think that's what's nice about being at Purdue is one, if you come here and you play your butt off and do all the right things and you're a good person, then you leave, then you'll get treated the way that he did. Because I thought that's who he was as a person and as a player. So I thought obviously it was a big moment for him, and we're all really excited and proud to see him do that. And I mean, I saw him a couple times. I showed up to him and dapped him up and asked him how he was doing a couple times throughout the hotel because I mean, all the teams had their locker rooms in a sense right next to each other, so we were all around each other all week. So it was cool to see that for him. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he felt the love on it too. And also, I appreciate Miles for hitting that because I couldn't do overtime. That your game started hella late on the East Coast, and I really, what I'm saying, nowadays I get those late tip times get to me. So I really appreciate him for that as well. Greg, am I
Shout
allowed to
out
get to the
Steve
fun
Forbes,
stuff?
by the way. I'm sorry, but after all this offensive coordinator talk, what a play! I mean, and then their clip went viral of them drawing
Yeah.
that up in practice the day before. So, like,
Yeah.
great execution, Miles, and all parties involved. That was
Crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, great execution. Never seen that one before. Throw it to the free throw line, then kick it out to I'm just saying, Memphis, you knew what was going. Are we not looking for that?
Wait, that situation, what's Purdue running? Where's Braden Smith on the court if you're down two with 3 seconds left?
It's probably something similar. Where we're gonna have Oscar deep, and then me and Fletch are probably gonna cross and then throw it, and then we're both running down the sideline and just try to get a shot up. It's probably something similar to that. I mean, we have a couple different plays, where it's throw it deep, and it depends on the time too. Obviously, if we have like 5 seconds or whatever, they're just gonna throw it to me in the backcourt, and I'm gonna go make a play, for whatever. But
Oscar's the better deep threat than DJ?
obviously just who's in during that time.
In my head, I'm like, you
Either.
got you got the 7'3" dude with the 8 foot
Yeah.
wingspan. Throw that. I'm just
Makes
saying.
sense. Makes sense.
That game's also not close if it's an MTE. If we're really gonna keep it a
Exactly.
buck, there's no need to bust that one out. We're getting Fletcher Lawyer breakaway. Actually, I gotta ask before we go to the fun stuff, Greg. I'm sorry. What was that like Fletch layup? He looked like a YMCA like 55-year-old, like his hip hurt when he laid it up for the game.
Where
So
he
I'm like,
hooked it in. Yeah. It was crazy. It was crazy. I
I
didn't even know. It
seen
was
Fletch
so
dunk before.
awkward.
I know he could get up. Maybe he didn't want to get up because of the state of the floor, but it looked like he was in it was in pain when he did that layup.
It was weird. It was like Oscar threw it to him. It looked like he got tapped by four different people, and then people were slipping, falling over each other. And then I think Fletch just looked back and saw how wide open he was and just shot like the weirdest layup I've ever seen him shoot. So I was just as in shock as you guys were. So I thought it was weird. I was like, dude, what'd you just do?
Good on Fletch, man. Yeah.
Speaking of shock and Fletcher Lawyer, I think he did a double take when they announced his name for MVP of the Baha Mar
Yeah.
Classic. So, I mean, how many times you had Fletch as MVP, you had Oscar Kluff on the tournament team. I
Yeah.
think there are people wondering why CJ Cox didn't make the all tournament team. Meanwhile, I mean, respectfully to you and your co All American, where the hell were you on the all tournament team? So I mean, this
Yeah.
is the story of the Purdue supporting cast this year. But was Fletcher surprised? Do you think to have that individual moment?
He 100% was. He was like looking around. He's like, did they just say me? Like, yeah, dude. Like, go claim it. Let's go, bro. Like
Go grab that. Let's get out of
yeah.
here.
Like, I don't know what you're thinking. He's like, oh, I thought it was Kluff. I was like, no, bro, it's you. It's all you, man.
Fletch putting on a show. You know damn well he want to sprint up there and grab that trophy and hold it
100%.
up.
100%.
All
Yeah.
right. Can
So
we get to the
oh
can we
me. It was me.
little old Fletcher Lawyer? Not me. I
Really?
couldn't be MVP when I was hitting all them threes and talking all that trash. Not little old Fletcher Lawyer.
No way.
Never
All
could
right.
be.
Yeah. Fun stuff, Cart. Take us there. Let's
And
close.
hell yeah. Thanksgiving is on the horizon. Let's go ahead and get into it. Do you get to go home at all for Thanksgiving?
Actually, this year we're not because Oscar and Omer don't get to go home. So I think we just decided to have our families up to campus, and we're probably I don't know exactly where we're going yet, but I think we're gonna either go somewhere or have just like a little room set up with a Thanksgiving, and all of our families are coming, and we're doing that and celebrating it with them so they don't feel left out, and since they can't go home for a day or two.
This team can't miss, man.
Mm.
It just can't miss.
Yeah.
Can't
Too
miss.
connected. Yeah.
Blackjack, breaking bread together. Like it's just Omer's got to be loving his life, man. I would.
Loves it. Loves it.
I don't blame it. All right. What in the typical traditional Braden Smith family Thanksgiving? What's it look like? Paint us a picture of going home for a Smith family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, normally we usually do it with our family friends across the street because they're from Canada. So we kind of do a lot of stuff with them like Christmas, Thanksgiving stuff.
Do
With
you live next door to the Edie's?
no, no,
Honestly, when I heard Canadians, I thought that's exactly. I was like, oh, Zach, Zach and Julia.
no, no, not him. But normally we'll do just I mean whatever it is, turkey, ham. I'm big on ham, so that's what we do. Mac and cheese, rolls, mashed potatoes. Trying to think what else.
Is there anything you're skipping? Is there anything you're like respectfully hitting that? Nah, no room on my plate, but it's really I'm not touching that.
Normally the greens. I'm not a big greens guy. I'll do fruit, but just with the greens, not big on that. So it's normally my mom's got a bunch of that out, so normally skipping that for sure.
Man,
Did I hear ham and fruit on Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
And we wonder why the stripes are out to get you?
I guess
what's wrong with ham and fruit?
Do you do ham on Thanksgiving?
Do ham and turkey. You have options.
I've
a
never
lot
heard
of
of
people do, don't they?
I've
Yeah,
never heard of ham
That's
on
pretty normal.
Thanksgiving. No.
yeah. No, honestly, there's a good contingent of people out there who like the turkeys for show at Thanksgiving. They don't actually want to eat the turkey. They really want ham.
Hand up. I had no idea.
Not me. I'm going both for what it's worth. But in the spirit of Thanksgiving, Braden, I do want to give you the floor here a little bit. What are you thankful for besides us?
Yeah, obviously you guys are up there
Oh,
for
stop it,
sure.
please.
I mean, I think just a lot of different things. Obviously, I mean, you can kind of go down a bunch of different loops and rabbit holes here, but obviously, just keep it short and simple. My teammates and the coaching staff at Purdue, obviously being in this position and given this opportunity by Coach Payne, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. So give a lot of credit there and obviously thankful for him taking a chance on me. So I think that's the biggest thing and just I've never also had an issue with a teammate ever in my 4 years I've been here, and I don't think I ever would. So I think that kind of shows you about the character of people that he gets around him and the type of people that we recruit. So I think that's kind of shows a lot too, because you hear a bunch of different stories about fights and what people are doing off the court and how they hate each other and don't want to be there. Like I've never had that. So I think that's a big thing. And then I think just my family. Obviously it's self-explanatory, just being there, supporting. Obviously younger when I was younger in high school that they helped me and helped push myself past things I didn't want to do and to do things that were difficult to get me to this position. So have a lot of things to be thankful for, but I'd say those are definitely a couple of them.
That's special. I had minimum of two teammates every single year that I didn't like. So that's great that you went 4 years without having one. I had at minimum two.
Yeah.
Every day I think about how I don't like Carter all that much, and he's my number one teammate right now.
That's
So
that's insane.
here
It's
we are.
crazy.
No, to the Smiths, man. Cheers. Wish blessings to you and the entire Purdue family. Obviously, very thankful we get this opportunity to do this with you. This has been really cool. I've been texting my mom, who is hosting our family Thanksgiving, and she's listened to every episode. She's a Michigan college basketball fan with me, but a lot of my love of the sport through the years has been kind of growing up and talking to her about basketball. And she's watched every Purdue game now because she's a fan of Braden Smith and Purdue. So
I figured out.
she was all in the text after the Texas Tech win, like they did it. I'm
That's
like,
big time.
Mom, we got a big game in a week, Mom. Like let's calm
She's hitting
down.
that Braden's so good. I'm like, yeah, Connie, he's nasty. Like, what we
I get.
talking about here?
I mean, I think she's going through what I'm going through, Cart. We got some personnel issues at home right now, so we're looking elsewhere. I'm just saying. But all right, last holiday related question here. Caleb First was a wonderful Buddy the Elf for years, beloved figure in the Purdue holiday sphere. So I think the question we all want to know is there going to be a Buddy the Elf 2.0 Purdue replacement this year?
That is actually a really good question. I don't know. I heard them talk about it at one point. I don't remember exactly what they were saying, but I briefly heard them talking about it, and I would my vote would be on Jack Benner.
That's what we were talking about. We were like, maybe
Yeah,
Benter, sneaky candidate, just have Liam and Benter play one-on-one. Winner's the elf.
100%.
Live
No,
100%.
stream it, it'd be
Either
perfect.
of those, yeah.
I thought it was
Not even
loser.
Flash.
I thought it was loser was the elf. Winner got the backup 4 minutes, and
No,
loser got the elf.
it's an honor to be the elf. Never forget in the streets of Lincoln when we saw Caleb First and who was it? Was it Brian Waddell getting coffee in like a Hallmark movie
Yeah,
setting? The
definitely
kid was
was.
born to be an elf.
Honestly,
I
I think
agree.
Caleb was like, "Why do these guys want to talk to me?" It was his freshman year in Lincoln, man. I'll never forget that. But
Hilarious.
all right, well, Purdue Nation waits for news on the elf front. We'll wait and see. Let's end the show with a couple questions. I sent you two from your loyal listeners before we clicked record tonight. Starting with Graham Hubster, who wants to know what are your favorite sports teams across the major American sports?
Yeah, so football, don't watch a whole lot of NFL. Me and my buddies just kind of this year we were like, all right, let's pick a team, let's stick with it, and that's who we're just gonna cheer for. Like, screw it. Obviously the Colts, just being in Indiana, but we went with Tampa Bay. It's like I'm a huge Baker fan, which I was before, but I like Baker.
That makes
So
so much sense.
That
yeah.
aligns.
Yep, so big Baker guy. So I think for NFL, that would be my team. I love Lamar Jackson as well. So huge fan of him. Baseball, I don't really watch a whole lot of baseball. Never really got into it. I mean, I played it growing up, but I'd say MLB wise, haven't really, other than the Cubs, just because they're the closest thing that for I guess for us to go to and support. And then basketball, I have a lot. I mean, Steph Curry is my favorite player of all time. So I think the Warriors are one of mine. Obviously, growing up and the dynasty that they've created and built, it's fun to watch. Huge Shea Gilgeous-Alexander fan. So, and I like their system. Obviously, they're a young core group that play well together, so they're fun to watch as well. And then obviously the Pacers just being in Indy and watching them and just being around it all the time.
It's a great segue into the final question, and I have no idea if this is a validated source or not. I clicked the profile and was trying to figure this out, but Sean Morton at Shawnee McBuckets said, "I was told by Haliburton tonight he's going to be at the Purdue Iowa State game, and he's looking forward to watching you play. I know you're a big Steph fan, but what's it like having a point guard like him in Indiana that is so fun to watch?"
No, yeah, I heard about that, and part of me that I don't want to say this, but at the same time I do. So my dad works at Grand Park, like the sports, like it's got like the 8 courts inside, and
Hmm.
that's the program I played for AU, and it's Puma now. And they
Hmm.
said that they were talking to his guys, and I think he mentioned something about wanting to come in there, that he was coming to the game, and that's what my dad told me today. So I think it's confirmed. At least I hope. Um, Obviously, and huge fan of Tyrese. Obviously, I mentioned Curry and Shea, but just watching their whole run last year and just watching him ever since he's been in the NBA, like I think I'm like a shorter version of him. At least I think that, and maybe a lot of people don't, but that's how I feel. Just being able to go out on the court and pass the way that he does, and play the game the right way and get his teammates involved while being able to score. So obviously a huge fan of him. And like I said earlier, I watch Pacers basketball. I go to Pacers games. I was just at the game last night versus Detroit.
Mhm.
Just went to that game last night and
Fell.
yeah,
This is a
yep,
rolling dog.
lost.
We're
Yep.
here.
Yeah, no
Tough
comment.
loss.
But
They were down. They were down like 15 with like 9 minutes to go and came back.
yeah.
So props to them. But no, I'm just obviously being around Indiana. Huge fan of him and just the style he plays because that's kind of like what I model my game after. So
I think we just broke a business deal live on the Running Point podcast with Braden Smith. That's pretty cool. Do I have to shake ass for more free stuff, Cart? Is
Listen,
that
can we just make it through this episode without reference to ass shaking, man? Like,
sorry?
come on.
I'm sorry. It's a holiday week, man. I'm excited. All right, Braden, thank you. Very generous with your.
Whoa, hold on a second. We don't get our questions?
Oh, go ahead if you want. Yeah.
Man, I had one ready to go. My fault. I gotta ask it. So yesterday I had the situation. I'm in a men's league. I'll send you highlights, Braden.
Yep.
But I need to know what your biggest basketball ick is. For me, it's people who wear their basketball shoes outside and walk into the inside gym, which is maybe an older generation thing. It irks me to my soul. I need to know like what your biggest basketball ick is. Is it like not getting changed when you make a shot? I need to know what really will send you over the edge.
It's actually a really good question. Trying to think. I think the shoes is crazy. That
Crazy.
that's got to be up there.
Mhm.
I feel like the change is a universal rule. Trying to think of what other even like what are some other crazy ones that people do?
People who don't give you your shot back when you make it always
It's
throw me
crazy.
off. People who leave the gym not on a make is
Yep. Yep.
insane work. I would never
Got it.
ever trust or break bread with any of those people.
Yep.
Uh, I don't know, Greg, you got any? Is it me when I don't get in the post when we're playing, Greg? Is that what it is?
I mean, bigs that pop when they should roll is a huge ick of mine. But
God forbid a kid wants to pop a little
that's
bit. I spent my whole
honestly
career getting in the paint.
advice. Be careful with those Trey threes, man. All of a sudden, he's going to be floating to the corner when he's not in the short game.
Yeah.
It looked good.
All right, my question. Now that we're doing our questions, what's your favorite chain restaurant?
Mm, that is a good question. Godly. I don't know. I'm a big fast food guy. I eat a lot. I'm not gonna lie. Probably shouldn't, but Chick-fil-A's got to be up there. I feel like sit down restaurants. I mean, me and my buddies, like we've always like in high school would just go around like whatever's like Chili's, Applebee's, do those type of things just because that's just what was there. And that's what we would
Hey,
always
the half
do.
off apps never missed the little what's the Chili's one? The little triple dipper or whatever that
Yeah,
is.
triple dipper, yeah.
Never misses.
Yeah.
Art and I were
Like,
in West Lafayette for one night, and we found the Applebee's.
yeah,
True story.
yeah.
So, and we got one of our biggest Bleacher Report deals sitting in an Applebee's in West Lafayette. So,
There you go.
there you have it. Braden, I feel like we monopolized the conversation. Do you have any questions for us?
Mm.
You don't have to. It's
He's probably
okay.
like,
We
no.
we can
Yeah,
wrap
I'm
the
gonna have
show.
to think of it and definitely send you some. Next one, I'll have a couple questions for y'all.
Episode 5, Braden Smith interrogates Carter and Greg on Running Point with Braden Smith. All right, end the show as always, Braden. The floor is yours. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for being so generous with your time. Thank you for this opportunity to do this with you. And it's always fun, my friend. So, floor is yours.
Yeah, no, again, like I always say, I do appreciate it. Thank you to you guys for taking the time out of your day and your other recordings that you could be doing. So I don't ever take that for granted. So thank you guys for always doing that. It's obviously a pleasure doing this because one, it's fun, and two, I think we both have a pretty good time doing it. So thank you guys. Obviously, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hopefully it's great and let's get a win on Friday.